therefore, Your Honor, pursuant to Section 33, subsection 8 of the Prevention of Terrorism Act, Your Honor, we have filed an application for extension, which application, Your Honor, is dated today and supported by an affidavit of P.C. Vincent Mutahi. Your Honor, this application has been served on Mr. Naribo and the respondent himself. Your Honor, forwarded to the Communications Authority of Kenya to determine whether or not the owner, the frequency allocated, and whether, Your Honor, it was legally issued or it has a legally issued frequency, Your Honor, by the Communication Authorities of Kenya. The ATPU have not received that response, Your Honor. We have attached an A5, marked A5, which is a letter done by the ATPU, Your Honor, to seek for that confirmation, Your Honor. It's marked A5, electronic gadgets that were recovered from the respondent. And this, Your Honor, is the mobile phones. Your Honor, they were taken to the ATPU ICT lab. Your Honor, they are currently being exploited. They had a lot of data, Your Honor. Exploitation is done, Your Honor, but what is remaining is the analysis of the content. And therefore, Your Honor, this is important to this case as it will try to establish or exonerate the respondent with regards to communications and content related to the investigations that are ongoing, Your Honor. Secondly, Your Honor, under paragraph 8, the details of this walkie-talkie have been forwarded to the various security agencies. We have the KWS, Administration Police, Kenya Prison Service, National Youth Service, the Kenya Police Service, Kenya Forest Service, and the Kenya Military Police to ascertain whether the same, Your Honor, is a property of the government. Out of these interviews, Your Honor, that have been carried out, they have established crucial links that investigators are currently pursuing with various government agencies, Your Honor, and other potential respondents or even prosecution witnesses, Your Honor, that are yet to be traced. And for that reason, Your Honor, we are requesting and we believe that the 10 days we are asking for, Your Honor, are justified. Your Honor, under the law, we are supposed to tell you what has been undertaken so far, and I've established that, Your Honor. I've laid before court what investigators have been able to do within the 3 days that were granted. And also, Your Honor, I'm inviting Your Honor to look at the complexity of these investigations, Your Honor. Explosive, Your Honor, we do not know the magnitude or the extent, what it can or cannot do, Your Honor. And we are waiting for a report from the boom disposal unit. I'm also inviting you to take judicial notice, Your Honor, of the current threats that have been going on, especially during these festive seasons. And the fact that, Your Honor, we have been victims of terrorist attacks, especially during this season, and Kenyans are apprehensive, Your Honor, of their safety. And it is on these grounds, Your Honor, that we urge you to grant us an additional 10 days to warrant or to enable investigation to be completed. Your Honor, those are compelling reasons.
Frequency from the CAK, the pocket radio being talked about, are simple radio you buy at the Amazon or you pay through PayPal, and we have already presented all that information to the police. They have absolutely no connection with any criminal activity. And Your Honor, I've been told to mention to you that Mr. Oserio has never ever slept in any police station before, has never been involved in any crime. And you see, finally, therefore, if these matters come before you, and my learned friend has said they may consider charging him for being in possession of government stores. Honestly, is that an anti-terror matter? I mean, if you are holding government stores, is that a terrorism matter? No. So you have to save the image of the gentleman in the dock, to give him opportunity to love his country and to be fair to a person who has appeared before you. We plead with this court to find that there are no compelling reasons to continue holding Mr. Laban for any more than once you have made this ruling. And in your ruling, Your Honor, you can, set any terms in accordance with your discretion, because really discretion, bond are matters of discretion to the court before whom a suspect has been brought. Your Honor, he's willing to come back every day. Once he has kissed his children, he can come back every single moment to the ATPU. We have no problem with the ATPU, they are very kind people, but I mean, he should be allowed to go to his house. Police know his house. He can come back to, in fact, since I know the family personally, I could go as far as saying I can undertake to produce Mr. Laban Osirio.
Application and the response. The respondent was presented to this court on 19th of December 2022. The ATPU was granted 3 days to complete investigations. The guiding principle in our criminal justice system is that an accused person, or a respondent in this case, is presumed innocent until proven guilty. In this case, the respondent has not even been charged, whereas the prosecution has gone into lengths in showing how serious the intended charges are. There is no indication as to the respondent being a flight risk. The court appreciates that there is no dispute, at least at this stage, that he was found with a flashbang grenade. At this time, the court is yet to be told whether it is an explosive device or the nature of destruction such that the explosion can cause. Clear from the complexity of the matter and the steps taken by the investigators, as explained in the supporting affidavit, that there is need for the police to complete the investigations. This does not mean that the prosecution has a blanket check to keep a respondent in custody. Referring to provisions of section 33, 8, 9 and 10 of Porter, the police are not granted a blanket check to hold suspects. It is the view that they have assumed that they have 360 days to keep a respondent. Given the weight of this matter, however, and noting the steps taken by the investigators and the response that are expected from the various government agencies, the court is convinced that in the next few days there should be some form of conclusive report or interim report that will advise the prosecution, the police and the court as to the nature of charges and the nature of the exhibits that were recovered from the respondent. I'm therefore not convinced that there is a justification for 10 days. Consequently, and in the interest of justice and the interest of public safety and the weight of this matter, I'm going to grant this application, but with a modification. I'll grant the police up to 29th of December, close of business 29th of December, to complete the investigations. The respondent, if still in custody, has to be presented in court on 30th of December. This means that the prosecutor, if you find that there is no evidence, you don't need to wait for 30th of December to keep the suspect. The law is that the moment you decide there is no evidence, you release. The moment you decide there is evidence, you charge. You don't wait for 30th.
Most of that, yes. But that is what
Yes.
From the court that if my friend and the HPU find that
Yes.
the accused has no case really with them,
Yes.
they can release him without necessarily referring him.
Don't fix me live on TV. What I'm saying is this.
But this has happened before.
Yes. What I've said is.
Actually, they say that if he's not charged by tomorrow, then he stands released.
That is why I have said, if for any reason they have not released him, that is why my order says the respondent, if still in custody. You see, that is the point. If he is still in custody, then he has to be presented in court on 30th of December. That means
For release.
yes, for release or for justification, if at all they have any. You see, we don't know what kind of explosions they are. Maybe they'll come up with a serious result, but we don't know. So let us not preempt. So let us deal with this thing on 30th of December, and I really hope that either you have a charge sheet or you will have released him on that day. Have a Merry Christmas. See you then.
Ndugu yangu, kwani hizi app za loans natakaje ndio wanipe loan?
Sasa nikuulize ndugu yangu, unataka kufanya nini yodo?
Nataka ku expand business, nitaweka gari nyingine.
Sasa bro, acha nikueleze, kuna app inaitwa VIP. Unaona sasa, ukiwa na hii app, ni app yenye inakusaidia kumanage busy yako. Sasa wewe kama mse wa taxi, ukimanage transactions zako through VIP for the next 3 months, unaweza get access to loan. Na pia kulingana na design yenye unakopa na unalipa hiyo loan, wanaweza kupatia pia access to a better handsome amount ya loan. Unanipata ndugu yangu?
Nakupata. Hiyo kwanza iko verified.
Kabisa, download VIP leo na uexpand business yako in the next 3 months, au sio?
Kabisa bana, hata niweke sahi.